what Saturn and Jupiter in Aquarius are all about. So it's been an interesting couple of days. A lot of old, dense frequencies and energies have been coming up for shifting, a lot of healing and dissolution of old soul fragments, sometimes integration. It's just been the kind of energy that precedes a shift of this magnitude and nature. So it's really an energy that has been, bringing everything that we've been working on, not just in 2020, but everything that we've been working on, generally speaking, into a point of culmination. Does this mean that everything is going to suddenly shift overnight? No, no, that's not what it means. It means that we are powering through, we are pushing through, we have done the work, we are ready and are best prepared to do what we need to do to access new frequencies. Now, what generally doesn't get talked about accessing the age of Aquarius is the kind of preparation that goes in it. People have the idea that somehow things are just going to manifest magically and instantly and everything is going to transform overnight, but they don't talk about the work that it takes to get there. And that's what, people ask, why did you do a video on Saturn in Aquarius and not Saturn in Capricorn? Only because we are already in that Capricorn energy. Only because we are already in it, we are already doing it. Saying the same thing again doesn't get anything done. But right now, we are really ready to go to that next phase. So, what does the next phase look like for all of us? Does it mean that we're going to develop super extrasensory perception overnight? Does it mean that we are going to suddenly turn into aliens, ascended light beings, monsters, demons, dragons, whatever? No, that's not what it means. It means that with the time that you have on this planet, the next 3 years are going to be pivotal in leaving behind a legacy that is worth something. Now, that might be my own Capricorn coming out, but to me, it's always about that work. Saturn in Aquarius for the next 3 years, as far as I'm concerned, is about creating communities of care. It is about creating a safety net so that the people who are least able to access that care will be helped in one way or another. Very often in the age of Pisces, people do this in such a way that they get drained with the number of people that they care about. And they get drained with just how much energy it takes to even save one person. But when we all get together to do the same thing, it's a case of many hands make light work. So it's about creating those communities. It's about creating those spaces where people can actually be helped in a way that does not propagate codependency, that does not perpetuate some form of martyrdom, that actually allows each person to arise, to awaken, to be who they were meant to be. I remember reading this in a book by Shakti Gawain a long time ago, and uh, it was a metaphor that really resonated with me. It was that this is the kind of energy where you absolutely need each individual person to come, to sing, to turn up. And together it creates a collective symphony. To me, that's always been the nature of Aquarius. Each person must have the discipline that it takes to do what they need to do to step up. And that's the work that we've been preparing for. We are not going to suddenly be saved by someone. We are not suddenly going to find something that comes out of the blue, Deus ex machina, and says, "Hey, the world is now changed." No, you are the person you've been waiting for. Have the absolute power to make the changes that you need to make in your life. Sometimes, yes, you'll need someone to help you with some aspects of it because nobody knows everything. But a lot of the times, the place and space that this change needs to happen still comes to the heart. Yes, Aquarius is an air sign. Yes, it's also called the water bearer. But yes, it also very strongly and deeply and profoundly resonates with the compass that is the heart. And that is where our collective project of building these communities of care needs to begin. So, let's also talk about some of the foundation and some of the grounding that is needed. Aquarius, in and of itself, is not an energy that is overwhelmingly positive. That is when people just romanticize shit because it makes them feel good. Aquarius, in and of itself can also be a very destructive energy because it's the kind of energy and it's the kind of thinking that actually led to the creation of the atomic bomb. It's also the kind of energy that kind of lets technology get ahead of humanity and compassion. It's the kind of energy and technology that feeds AIs. It's all of those things people have been talking about at the same time. So for me, it is literally coming back to that space of will. What is your will as the dominant consciousness of your being? What change do you want to make happen in the world? And who are the right people to help you make that change happen? That is where we must be strategic. That is where we must have our focus. Because otherwise, Aquarius kind of goes overboard with just its excitation. And that is one of the pitfalls that also comes. When things get too intense, too mentally stimulated, you kind of get caught up in the headspace without actually talking about what actually needs to be done. And that's where we need to pull back from the hype surrounding Aquarius and to break it down into specific steps. Now, where Aquarius is in your charts will also determine what area of your life you're going to be seeing these changes focused on. Some of you will go on to go and found organizations that are nonprofits. Some of you may make breakthroughs in technology. Some of you may develop new social media profiles or ways to connect with other people. By the way, I just got on TikTok. I'm going to be doing daily digests here and there. Just find me there on the Sky Priestess. Same as here, same as Twitter, same as Instagram. Um, but some of you will be using this energy to inspire the next generation. Some of you will be developing your psychic sight. Some of you will be learning new things. It's a kind of energy where you can't really put it down into one thing and say that's Aquarius. But the intention behind it, the energy behind it, and that desire to create this network of care is for me the core message. Because I was thinking about this a few years ago. In fact, there's another astrologer who today announced that they were doing an app and whatnot. And I was saying to myself, is that the way I wanted to go? I was reflecting, is this the journey and the path? Do I regret anything? And I don't. Because the vision I had was people connected to me, connected to the community that I was building, who would actually act as anchors of light in their own life, in their own being, in their own energy, without it creating a kind of dependency, without it creating a kind of hierarchy, you know? Oh, we got Dream Voice here. I'll do the hellos later. But effectively creating this network that anchors light into the planet, to me, is the work that absolutely needs to be done. And all of us will do it in different ways. Every one of us is a dreamer, an innovator, an artist, an original thinker, a magician, an alchemist, an astrologer, a singer, a mother, a father, a carer, a child. Every one of us can be any one of those things. And yet, that collective symphony that we create comes as we allow the best of ourselves to meet the best in others. To me, that's what this shift can be about. But only if we don't get carried away with the hype. Only if we keep our core commitment to that networks of care, to networks of compassion, anchoring this in the heart center, allowing this to be the foundation of whatever we do. Only when we can do that will we access this energy in the best way possible. So there are two things, and I just talked about this in the combined build with the Dreamwise family and Princess Osset Amen Ra. I just finished that conversation there, and I wanted to also make sure that it was represented on this platform. It's the kind of energy where we are all being called to do something now. And I look forward to seeing what we will do. Yes, there are obstacles. Yes, sometimes your ancestors are shit. Yes, sometimes it's your own issues or own unresolved past life trauma. But beyond that, and this is where all of us must come back to belief. Okay, I just have to say this. I just have to say this. Someone just commented, as you said, child, my little one wanted to say hello to you and she hopes it's going well for you. This is a very beautiful little girl. And who lives in South America, I believe. And she's just this absolute spark of joy. And that actually comes to what I'm saying next, or should be saying next. No matter what we are creating, no matter what we are doing, remember, this planet needs to survive for those future generations. It's not about us. It's not about our gifts and our this and our that. It's not at all about that. And I see someone else, Care Bears Are Real, who is my partner, and he's online too, so I'm happy. And it is very much about coming together in ways that allow us to create a future that is worth inhabiting. Because the challenges are real, the challenges are raw. They are not going to run away just because we think we've activated something. So, this is when those networks of compassion and community need to come together. Look at the person who needs the most help around you. How can you help that person in a way that doesn't draw away from you? That's what you got to be thinking about. What organization or resource can be used to help that individual? I mean, obviously, this is after you've looked at yourself. There needs to be a balance between self care and collective work. That goes without saying for everyone who wants to make a difference in this world. So look at the person around you who needs the most help. How do you help that person without getting hooked into some karmic pattern with them? That's what you need to think about. Look at a situation that needs your intelligence and focus. What is a way that you can create innovation and change in that environment? Are they willing to hear what you have to say? Look at the context you are in. Is the context ready to receive your energy, or do you literally have to expend your resources to kind of blow away through? When you are circumspect in your engagement, when you are detached enough from the need to be seen as rescuer, martyr, victim, victor, savior, whatever, when you are detached from the need to be seen in that particular role, that is when your higher intelligence and mind can work. Very often we get in the way of real Aquarian energy because we have an idea of it. And when we let go of that idea, that is when that true divine energy can come through our being. Even though this is a mental energy, it only works when you let go of what the mind thinks it wants. That's a bit of the paradox of Aquarius, at least what I have found in it. So it's about us, but it's not. It's about the mind, but it's not. It's about doing something for someone else, but it's also doing something for yourself as you live in the here and now. So that is the way I would say these energies need to be best addressed and best understood. Now, in terms of rituals, religions, traditions, you know that I'm not a huge fan of any of them just because I look at them and I kind of go, is that what you're plugged into? Some of you will find ways to transform that. Some of you will walk away from that. And some of you will also be looking at these old energy patterns and wanting to anchor old energy patterns through it. And it all depends on what you want to do with the opportunities that are given to you in this time. What I see is that Saturn and Jupiter in Aquarius is going to be squaring Taurus quite a bit in the coming year, squaring Uranus and Taurus quite a bit in the coming year. I also see that at the very start of the transit, it's going to be in conjuncting Terios, the hunter stalker. So pay attention. Look at the people in your life. Look at the little details in your environment. Look at your gut health. Pay attention to what your stomach is telling you. Pay attention to what your mind is telling you. Pay attention to the little things that are saying, hey, I need a little nurture here. I need a little more guidance here. I need a little more of your attention here. And those little tiny details that you focus on over the next few days will help you navigate the next year. And it's going to be fertile opportunities. The people I am most excited for are the people who are having their Saturn returns in Aquarius. Because I'm very conscious of this. No matter whatever, I don't think people who actually know me for real know that I don't really think that much about what I do. What I do is what I do. I'm more interested in what is the next generation going to do with this, because that's how I see my role. It's that Capricorn. It's that instinct. What is the next generation going to do with this? And the people I'm most excited for are the people with Saturn in Aquarius. So people who are, just about heading into their 30s or their 60s, or some of you for your 90s, these are the generations that are really going to need to anchor these new frequencies. I'm also very excited for the children now, because the children now have understood that their role in helping to shape and remake this planet is a really heavy one. And those of us who are a little older need to make that path a little clearer for them. So when we think about this in a huge way, when we think about this in a much more, it from a much larger perspective, there is a humility that needs to come. And without that humility, Aquarius is dangerous. Without that humility, we begin to fall into that mindset of if I can think it, I can claim it. If I can do it, I'm going to do it. Without an understanding of the why. Is this the right thing to do? Is this a morally aligned thing to do? Is this what this community of care requires? Without thinking of all of that stuff, the same energy can wreak even more destruction on this planet. So it is down to every one of us. And I hope that the work that I'm doing is in its own way helping to create these different light anchors on the planet. Let us truthfully, in earnestly, move away from these entrenched structures of old so that we can actually allow the planet to what she was always meant to be, a shining, glittering being in the cosmos. Kind of like get out of our way and just help where needed. At least that's my take on this entire energy. Having said that, um, you know the usual things I'm going to say. Stay discerning, stay grounded, go with your heart, and be humble. Be humble to this grand energy that's happening. So that's what I'm going to say on this. Now I'm going to do my favorite part of these videos, which is saying hi and hello. So let's get to the hellos. Okay, so let's see who's here. Hello, Dusana. Hello, hi. Hello for curiosity. Hi, Angela. Hi, Roses and Bees. Hi, Christine. Hi, Magneto. Hi, Pamela. Hi, Okay Bulan Mystic. How, hi, Carissa. Someone wants to know what time do Saturn and Jupiter align. Hang on. So the exact timing is 1820 Universal Time on Monday, December the 21st. 1820 Universal Time. That's when Jupiter and Saturn conjunct at 0 degrees Aquarius, 29 minutes. I Am Goddess says hi, hello. Deborah Patty says hello. Joyful Soul, hello. Cosmos Creations, hello. Jonathan, hi. Da Queen Isis, hello. Black Cherry, I like it. Hello, Eileen. Hello, Don Shell. Hello, Ernst. Ernest says, hi, Dr. B. I just saw you in another live stream with Priestess Osset Amen Ra, Dreamwise and Ra. Thank you for the information that you shared. You're most welcome. They're some of my favorite people. Ananga sends hearts right back at you, as does Maria, Raquel. I mentioned the message that your beautiful, sweet little girl gave. God, that little girl is like a little burst of sunshine. Chaitra says, hi, Doc. Hi. Jonathan says, the build earlier was brilliant. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Margaret says, Dr. B. Deborah says, looking for various ways to engage. I hope this has given you some ideas. Valerie, thank you for speaking about these things that so many do not want to speak about. You're most welcome. Roses and Bees also enjoyed the previous talk with Osset and Dreamwise and Ra. Christine said much needed messages. Most welcome. Vivi says, hi, doctor. Hi, Vivi. I hope you're feeling better. Yes, I know TikTok is banned there, but don't worry. You'll still get the gist of things. That's just more for people who just want a little bit bite sizes of information. Maiwi says, many blessings. Thank you. And Black, thank you so much for having me on your channel. It's always a pleasure to see you. Always a pleasure to share space with you. Mary Tatum says, I'm a North Node Aquarius, 17 degrees. Do something good with it. Carolee says, hello, Sky Priestess. Hi. Let's see who else we got here. Cabas are real. Hi. Latoya says, hey. Christabel says, hello. Ama Akut says, peace and blessings to you all. Thank you. Christabel says, Jupiter, Aries, Sun, Aquarius. Oh boy. Good luck, honey, and stay grounded. Daphne Smith says, good afternoon. Karen sends greetings. Rising vibes, hit that like button. That'd be great. Thank you. Tamika, Colleen, all my friends, Super Hams, Goddess D, Lakshmi, Ashley, Missy Bawakan, Carmen, Aether, Doa. So many of you. Jenny Pope, Bethany, Fana, Charles. Hello, Charles. It's a Vibe, Star. Oh my God, everyone's here. Allison, Missy Bawakan, Divine Symmetry. Raphael, yes, see, hello. Lex and Luna, Tyangus, and here we go. So many of you. Vivi, does Dr. B, does this alignment help us get away from toxic people who have been in one's life for quite some time? My cat is answering your question. She's trying to cover her food. She does this when she eats food and she's done, she covers it the same way a cat covers its poop. I don't know why she does it, but she basically says, yes, it's a good energy to do that, but you have to do it yourself. The thing about these energies is that they don't always move people away for you. Sometimes the way you get clarity to an energy is that you have to make that action yourself. So, yes, this is a very good time for you to be exercising those powers of detachment and compassion, looking at whether or not someone is willing to help you do what it is that you came to do in this world. And if they're not, they don't need to be there. See, this is why Aquarius is a very powerful air sign. When you know someone is not valuing you and in vibe with you, cut it off at the head. There's no more time to mess about. But the energy is ripe for that, and you're going to need to do that. Here we go. Moses. Hello, Moses. I like that name. Hi, Moses. Hi, doctor. How do I know my chart? I'm new. I'm a Gemini. That's all I know. You can start by going through online sites like www.astro.com. Leah says, woohoo. Dave Ray says, love you. Thank you. Hey, Day. Susie says, hello, Dr. B and everyone. Daphne says, we're doing a roll call. Suki. Oh, my God. Suki is a very, very special soul in my life. I remember when Saturn entered Capricorn, I was in the United States at this time. And I was going to see someone who really, really didn't respect me. This was this older woman living in the mountains of New Mexico. And she, kept doing the, I'm so alone, please come and see me. And me and Suki, who is an elderly lady herself, she drove us up there. And I go there and I see this woman. And she's like, oh, you're the second person from Facebook that I managed to get here. Ha ha ha. And, I was furious. But things happen for a reason. So Suki and I then went into a shop in town and we got some sweetgrass and we were burning it. And we were very close to the actual continental divide or something like that. And we spent some time, and as we were driving down the mountain, we kept getting this warning, and we knew something was about to happen. And that was when the car, we were going through this bridge. There were no lights. The truck was black. They had no reflectors. Suki slowed down as she should, but the truck was a lot wider than it looked. So she saved my life. So Suki basically just slowed right down, and our vehicle hit the wheel of where we were going, and or rather the truck that was heading to us, and the car just spinned 2.5 times. So icy road would have been a 70-foot drop, and she just knew to let go of the control of the wheel. And if she had tried to have control that day, if she thought she could handle, she's like, I'm going to pull this back, I'd be dead. And this is like one day before I turned 31. 1 or 2 days. 2 days before I turned 31. And so, we survived that together, and we have that as a very special memory. So Suki is a very important person in my life. And, I'm just grateful that I know her. And so for me, these transits are always very important because it's also very close to my birthday. I'm rounding out 33. I'm looking at how much I've changed and transformed in the past 3 years. And she's always a very powerful reminder of that. But anyway, long story. So let's continue. Daphne says, love the things you talk about. Thank you. Melanie says, thank you for being such a beautiful soul and lovely guide for me in the world. Appreciate you. Most welcome. Crystalline Krause says, just got our astrology class. We'll have to go to the beginning later. Happy to have made it. Blessed solstice. Allison says, great story. Karina says, hi, Dr. B and everyone. Thank you, beautiful soul, for all you do. Well, I am glad that you are here because you are the reason I am doing this. My cat agrees. She says, no, mommy, I'm the real reason. But, it's all of you. But basically, you're the reason I do this. I do this to create those anchors of light. I do this to create that community of light that is aligned with the frequency of truth and unity and oneness and love that somehow humanity has created so many ways to get away from. And this is the kind of energy that this is what I wanted to do. It was never about fame. It was never about seeing my name going, oh, Priestess, by the way, Sky Priestess, you are so amazing. No, no, no. It was never about that. It was always about doing the work and creating that community of care. I'm weird, aren't I? I'm very weird. Ah, but, let's see. Okay. Karen says, I really love your energy and wisdom. Kavas Ariel says, I'm in love. Yee! So am I. Daphne says, Typho. Valerie sends hearts. This is what it's about. This is what it's all about for me, at the very least. But yeah, that's what I honestly have to say it. Valerie says, not weird, precious. Crystalline says, I'm weird too. That's why I resonate. Normal is boring. Celestial Broadcast says, love your weirdness. All of you weirdos are now coming up. Well done to the weirdos. Mind you, we're going to be seeing more of that too. More of that too. But yeah, I mean, it's been a dream. It's been a dream for a few years. And, me walking away from Facebook was one of the biggest steps I needed to take. It was one of the biggest steps because it wasn't the community that I needed. It wasn't the space that I needed. Facebook is set up in a way that really just draws you into conflict all of the time. It doesn't actually let you create these bridges. Yeah, I find YouTube is a better platform. Of course, I've looked into the astrology of everything. But just going onto a new platform and being able to connect, yeah, there's less people. That's fine. But there's a deeper connection. And that's ultimately what I would be looking for. And yeah, so well done, everyone. You survived this long. You've survived this long. Let's see what we're going to do next, Let's see what we're going to do next. So let's see who else has said stuff. Don Chell said, yes, you said it, Doc. Vivi says he feels he's weird too. Well done. Well done. You got to be a weirdo to follow the Sky Priestess. Trust me. Karin says, yes, cheers to the weirdos. Crystalline says, speak that truth. Wangari sends hearts. Thank you. Sheena says, cannot believe I missed this. You're here. You're here. Daphne is sending celebration. Lakshmi Gunasekar says, no, community is so important. Do you see more online communities versus physical ones coming up? I think it's going to be a mixture of both, given, technology, and it's important. Crystalline Crow says, yeah, the astrology of Facebook is, whoo boy, something else. All right, it is. Radha says, you're looking great. Thank you so much. Shelley says, hello. Alexandra, who is my best friend, she's my absolute best friend, has just got online. That's so cool. I get kind of darky around my best friend. It's true. It's pretty true. My brother says we're both darks. Or she's a space cadet and I'm a dark. But yeah, she's one of my favorite people, and we're probably going to do more stuff. So you're going to see my best friend come through, and we're going to be doing things. Daphne says it's quality, not quantity. Sheena says here now, online community platforms I'm trying to figure out. Jay Jones says you radiate positive energy. Much appreciation for your efforts. Thank you. It is very hard work, but it's the work that needs to be done, it's the work that needs to be done. If you cannot light up another soul, I mean, especially when they are in a time of suffering, what the hell are you doing? At least that's my perspective. But first of all, you got to feel that light in yourself. But anyway, I think I'm going to wrap this up. I'm glad to see everyone here. I'm glad that we have a shared perspective on the work that needs to be done in the world. We just got to do it, really. So that's about it. Take care. Very many blessings. Lots and lots and lots of love to everyone. And ciao, ciao for now. Bye.